name is Jason Dominguez. I've been petitioning for a while, so I might have a few tips that'll help you gather signatures and circulate petitions. The main thing about the issue is definitely having full knowledge about it. So if there's any sort of rebuttals that you'll need to know, you'll have those on hand and quick. And definitely don't let the word no discourage you. You know, just because people don't want to sign doesn't mean they're not going to want to sign later. For this issue, the main thing is being persistent, you know, and let people know what kind of effort you're trying to make. Make sure people know that, you know, you guys are real supportive about the issue and that it's a serious cause, because a lot of times people go off of your energy and, you know, how important you make the petition seem to them as it is important to them. At the time, they might not feel it's important, but it definitely is. And another thing is voter registration. That's going to be the key thing to having this issue qualified for the ballot. If you find that they're not a U.S. citizen, then you can just dismiss them and, you know, let them walk off or whatever, because they have to be a U.S. citizen. They have to be over the age of 18, and they can't be on parole. If somebody's on probation, they can still sign, but if somebody's on parole, they cannot sign. If they're going to be 18 before the deadline, as with this petition, I believe the deadline is April 15th. Yes. April 15th. So if they're 18 by April 15th, they could sign. If they're
Jason, question for you. How has your experience over the years helped you to become so efficient at signature gathering?
I don't let anything discourage me. You know, I'm out there to do my job, and as long as I feel confident that I'm doing my job, I'm happy. And I think for the most part, people are willing to help. They might not have the most time in the world, but, you know, if you just stay persistent and, you know, have a little bit of humility, I guess, then, you know, they'll be more willing to help. The issue does help. You know, a lot of times people are kind of more so trained to not really care about petitions, or have this instinct that petitions are negative in any such sort of way. So if they just feel, or they hear at least, that, you know, there's a positive social change, then I feel that they'll be more willing to help, you know, than they would be.
What do you say to people to get them to sign the oil extraction?
What I first say is, I'll say sign a petition to help your school, you know, which kind of gets them to like, okay, help my school, all right, sounds good. And then one is to get more school funding, you know, because we are going to be going through a series of budget cuts. So there's going to be a need, you know, for more school funding so programs aren't cut, people's educational experience isn't, you know, disrupted in any sort of way, and they don't have to go, you know, from plan A to plan B. So, and also that it takes nothing but a second, you know, not too much time involved, unless they have to register to vote. You know, a helpful hint when registering somebody to vote, to help them out, because if you ask somebody to register to vote, they're not going to want to do it. Like, there's no way. If you say, would you like to register to vote, the way people think nowadays is no. Like, I don't want to have any part of that. So generally what I tell them is, it's okay if we update your voter registration so we could qualify the initiative, because the last thing we want is, you know, to get, like I said, the necessary signatures and then find out people aren't registered. And generally they say yes. And then so what you could do is you could fill in their date of birth, their place of birth, and if you want, their first and last name, and then all they have to fill out is their address, signature, and either their ID or driver license, or the last 4 digits of the social and political party, and it makes it a lot easier to, you know, for them to register and move along, instead of them just looking at the voter registration like, wow, I have to do all this. No, you know, my main focus is the voter registration, because without that, you know, there's no validity to the petitions, and that's the main thing. You know, it's first you get the signatures, but then a certain percentage of them has to be valid, which I believe is like 75%. You know, they have to be valid. So, you know, voter registration, voter registration, voter registration.
Well, why don't you talk about, like, you know, how many petitions you can get if you're good at this?
I would say,
students to,
yeah, I would say, number one, don't shut up. You know, there shouldn't be a moment in time when you're not doing something. Normally, like, on a good day, I'll have 9 to 10 people signing at one time. So that's the need for boards. You could get a piece of cardboard or a foam board at Staples or Office Depot or whatever, and you could just cut up boards to make your own board. So say if you got a foam board that I don't know the correct size of it, but it might be you might get 3 rows of boards. So this might be all, a foam board. So if you cut it out, you might have 9 boards out of one.
Yep.
And then also when you're done signing the petition, generally speaking, the voter cards have to be turned in within 3 days. So what you can do is you can just fold them. There's a little sticky part, I believe, right here. You could lick it or wet it, if you don't feel like licking it. And then just fold them inward, and then you could just drop them in a mailbox, and then they'll be sent to the address that's listed on the petition. So that's pretty key. These have to be out within 3 days, or at least within a week. And also they have to be I would recommend that they're photocopied. Usually what I do with these, I had them photocopied, so all my voter registrations are turned in, but at the same time I have a record of the people that register to vote, so they don't think there's any kind of voter fraud. And the easy thing to do is when you're done registering somebody to vote, say I just registered somebody, easy thing to do would be to take the voter registration and then just put it underneath the petition. So when you go back to do your paperwork, all your voter registrations are with the petition. When you're done with that and you have your affidavit numbers in the column next to the name to let them know that these people were registered to vote, you would then sign the declaration of circulator, and it's to be written in the person's handwriting that actually gathered these signatures. So what you'll do is you'll print your name, the city that you live in, your address or wherever you live, and then the first date is going to be the date you started gathering your signatures. The last date is going to be the date you finished and filled out the form on this petition alone. So every petition paper and pamphlet is different. All the dates will be different unless you got them all on the same day. The execution date is the date that you finish gathering the signatures on this one page, and then you put the place of signing. So today would have been San Francisco, and your signature will complete it. On this one, there's nothing else that you have to sign on the back, so that's it. And number one, that's imperative too, that you fill out everything completely. Otherwise, the whole thing is bad. They won't count it. They probably won't send it back to you. They may or might not, but who's to say? They will. And your county goes here. So wherever this group of people live at, the county for their cities go here, and they have to all be in the same county. There can't be any mixed counties. So if I have 6 San Francisco and then number 7 is Daly City, that one's going to be no good. So you're going to want to cross that out and make sure that all the counties are the same. Otherwise, some signatures are not going to be good. So signing with you might take a good 5 minutes. Another person might take a good 10 minutes. So the need to just keep asking people, even while you're having this person sign, having this person do this, having this person do this, take a moment, hey, you over there sign my petition, because they'll see you working with these people and then feel comfortable because there's other people doing it. A lot of time people will play follow the leader, and just because they see somebody say no, they'll say no. If they see somebody say yes, they'll say yes. It's just human nature.
Excuse me, you two right here. You guys, hey, can you guys sign a petition to help out your school so tuition fees don't go up again? We get more funding. Say you say it. You live in San Francisco or somewhere else? San Francisco. It's got a lot of blocks. When was the last time you voted? You ever voted before? About 2 years ago. Have you moved to Okay. Yeah. Well, I got somebody. If you haven't moved, change your license. You guys will get that. Oh, did you tell me? This is trying to spend this money on the more So basically, they're trying to get more funding. Hey, can you sign a petition to help your school? It'll take you 2 seconds to help get more funding. You live in San Francisco or somewhere else? Yeah. Have you ever voted before? Okay, but you're over 18, you're a citizen, right? All right, they're trying to get more funding.
I'm unemployed right now, especially since I used to work at Borders and it closed down. And it's kind of hard to pay for tuition when it's closed up higher. So it used to be 20, it used to be lower than that. Now it's going higher and higher. I heard it might go up to 40, so that's not cool.
It's gone up to 46
It's going up to 46? Yeah, see, I can't afford that.
Sure.
It's hard enough as it is already.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Education is underfound, so we need to fight.
Hey, what's up, man?
In order to get money, we need to
more funding?
implement the tax.
Last week, dude.